welcome back to the GorillaBiker. Today is a bit more of a sad video. It's where we say farewell to the Fazer. It might not be my last ride with it because I'll probably deliver it to the person who's bought it. But it will be your last ride with the Fazer. This is probably, I won't ever say definitely, it's probably the last time the Fazer will ever appear on the channel with me riding it. It is going to a friend of mine, so it should still appear on the channel, but yeah. That is just the way it goes sometimes. You would have already seen by now that I have bought, oh that's bad, that I have bought a CBF 1000, and if you haven't, there's videos to go look at. And I can tell you, I already know I've made the right choice. Coming out on this now, the road is so wet today. Coming out on this now, I'm so much less comfortable. So why did I get rid of this bike? As I think if you've watched the channel at all, you know that I do absolutely love it. The road surface is in tatters. I cannot ride very good on this, as I will die. So the main reason, and I can tell you, like I said already, I've been on the CBF the last few days, and I just hopped on this one before my insurance goes on it. In order to make this video, and I can tell you straight away, I am more comfortable, so much more comfortable on the CBF. Everything is just, you know, fits me that bit better. And again, like I've said so many times, that is not this bike's fault. It is not a failing of this bike. It's a failing of me being too large. And as much as that upsets me that I can't keep this bike as well, because like I said, in an ideal world I'd keep all of my bikes forever. I'd never get rid of any of them, because I love them all. And this bike has brought me a lot of joy, like a lot of joy. It made me very happy on a lot of days during my ownership of it, which I think is what makes it, you know, part of what makes it so hard to get rid of, is that I really do absolutely love this bike. But that's also one thing that's been wrong with it, to be honest, is I've liked this bike so much that it's blinded me to its weaknesses, to its failings, from my perspective. That's why it's taken so long to do it. We will pull in soon and have a chat through, you know, the really good points of this bike. It's not a final review or anything like that. I might do one of them in time, you know, with clips I've already used, and I can actually sit down and process the fact it's gone. So what I will say to people wondering, you know, am I getting rid of it because it's a worse bike or whatever else? No. Functionally, this bike is fantastic. It looks good, it sounds good, it rides good, you know, it leans in good, the handling is excellent, the brakes are excellent. It's just that bit small. That's literally it. Like, I know there's a lot of people, and I've been people have said it to me before even. I remember one guy commented on the review video I did of the S1000 XR. He was like, that's the best bike you've ever ridden. You know what I mean? Not everyone can ride every bike in existence. And that was and is functionally the best bike I've ever ridden. The S1000 XR that is a feat of engineering, and hats off to, if I had a hat on, hats off to BMW for designing it and building it, because it is absolutely fantastic. But you know, functionally for a 600, for what this bike is, it's absolutely magnificent, you know what I mean? And everyone always says, oh, you're, well, not everyone. I've had a few people say, oh, you're upgrading. A lot of people have said, oh, you're finally upgrading from a beginner bike. This is not a beginner bike. It could be a beginner bike. You know, you can use it as a beginner bike. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it is not something that I would lump into the, oh, it's a beginner bike category. I think that's incredibly unfair to what this bike is. Honestly, the main driver behind me selling this bike was in order to upgrade to a new daily. And what I mean by a daily bike is a bike that does it all. And that's another thing for this bike, that it's done that so well for so long that I've held onto it this long. You want, for me, a daily bike, because I use my bikes all year round, it's got to be utilitarian, it's got to be tough, it's got to start every time, you know, that I press the starter button. That's something, you know, that I really believe is that this bike is a brilliant all-rounder, and in a lot of cases is definitely misrepresented as a beginner bike. So if it's something, you know, that you're looking for, and if you've found this channel because of the Fazer and you're leaving now because I no longer have it, thank you for being here, and I'm sorry that you don't want to stay for the rest of the content, but I understand. The thing about, you know, this particular Fazer is, you know, I've done a lot of work to it. You know, I've upgraded the brake lines, the levers. I much prefer these levers, the foot pegs. You know, there's an EBC clutch on it, Scorpion exhaust system. I have a nice rad guard from Beowulf on there. You know what I mean? There's lots of little bits and pieces. Pro bolt bolts for the sides just make it look gold, make it look nice. And there's lots of little bits and pieces like that on this bike now. So if you are looking for one of these though, the good thing is there is still lots of stuff available and built for them, because they're so they're very available. They're a very common bike. The FZ6 has been around a long time, and there was plenty of them made. And that's something else that I really like about this bike, is that there's so many parts available for it. Don't get me wrong, I adore my Magna, but if something breaks on this tomorrow, I can have it fixed in no time. Parts are easy to come by. With the Magna, it's a little bit more complicated some of the time. Not a huge amount. I can still get parts for it. You just have to wait that little bit longer. You know, even from everything, like, bearing in mind this is a 2007 bike, you know, even from the fact this has a 180 profile rear tire, and the new CBF, my new CBF, it's not new, it's 2011, has a 160 profile. This bike is just ready to go. You've lots of lean angle on it. You know, you can grow into this bike, and it's something I feel that I have done. You know, I grew into this bike from the beginning, and then I didn't outgrow it. I'm not going to say I've outgrown this bike. I'm just going to say that I think I've run my race with it. You know what I mean? I got to the point that I was like, what am I going to do next with this bike? And there was nothing I wanted to do. It had reached the stage where I was like, I'm actually fully happy with this bike. And unfortunately, the type of person I am, and the type of brain I have, when I got to that point, you know, it was time for it to go. And that's just the odd way my brain works. You know, if there's nothing else that I want to accomplish or do on a bike or a car, it's kind of like, I'm finished, you know. If you were waiting for any more videos to be made on this bike, such as the fork rebuild or anything like that, please do let me know, because I still can do them. The friend who it's going to, he's not very far away, so if I want to, detour ahead, road closed. Interesting, Murphy's Grange Inn. Suppose we better go this way then. If I want to, I can still do those jobs for him. So if you'd like to see them, let me know. So, you know, do I think that this bike is, you know, so much inferior to the CBF? No. I actually think this and the CBF are very similar. One major difference is the CBF is 1000cc, so the engine, like you heard me revving up the engine there, right? It's very antisocial, it's very hooligan-y, which I am fine with, actually. It doesn't bother me at all. But you know, I think where I'm living now, people are going to know me. It's a lot harder to hide, because, you know, in Cork, you can kind of hide in plain sight. There's a lot of bikers around, there's a lot of hooligan-y people around, there's a lot of people around, full stop. And where I am now, it's just going to make it a little bit harder. So, you know, if I'm ragging the bike around the whole time, not that I'm breaking the speed limit, I'm just driving the bike on a bit more to, you know, get to the speed that I want to get to, which is, you know, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but It also will make it more possible to tour on this. This bike is something, like I said, it doesn't fit me that good. It doesn't fit me perfectly. So it is something that I was always that I always had in the back of my mind, that, you know, I wanted to get something bigger. I wanted to get something more spec'd for touring. I like, you know, actually spec'd for touring. And that's what the CBF is. The CBF, you know, it's the GT model. It has the full luggage. So, you know, if I wanted to, I could load that up and ride across Europe tomorrow. That's what the bike is designed for, nearly. So, you know, that's probably something coming down the line. I will miss those high revs though. Oh, I will miss them a lot. Now, I just want to see, can we pop in here for a quick walk around? Alright. So, also, yeah, if you haven't seen my new leathers yet, these are my new leathers. I like them. I think they're really, really nice. Like I said, did I sell this bike because I wasn't happy with it? No. I sold it because it wasn't happy with me, if anything. I'm just a little bit too big for it, you know. That's an unfortunate fact, but it is what it is. The person who's going to be getting this bike, you know, I know they're going to love it. I know they're going to take care of it, so I'm okay with it, you know. If I didn't think they were going to take care of it, I probably wouldn't give it to them, and that's it. So yeah, it is farewell to the Fazer. It's gone. And this was kind of an ode to the Fazer, because I absolutely love this bike. If there was any way that I could financially keep it, or even space-wise keep it, I would. I really, really would. I don't want to sell it, but I have to. I do have a buyback option on the bike, as in a first option. If my buddy ever sells it, I get to get my name in first. So there is that. That's one benefit, because I really, I don't want to sell it. You know what I mean? I don't. But the thing is, it is very similar to the CBF 1000 in a lot of ways. So it has to go. It has to go. Plus, it just doesn't fit me well enough to go on long tours. So, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's sad, but it makes sense. So everyone in the comments, bid farewell to the Fazer. And if you watched, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, as sad as it is, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much to my patrons. You're all legends, and I genuinely appreciate your support. I said it in the one of the texts of the videos. You are the human equivalent to V4 engines. Now, if you're a patron, you've probably watched my videos and you understand how high a compliment that is. But yeah, I did actually also have to turn this bike off and then on again, as you know, it just didn't start about 5 minutes ago. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, I did. I turned it on, I turned it off again, or turned it off and then turned it on again, and it worked. So yeah, good advice. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're not going to miss the Fazer too much. I hope the only reason you were watching this channel wasn't for the Fazer. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Adios. Outro crew. How does one deal with losing the Fazer? Is there a therapist I can talk to, or should I just ride my CBF blots? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Oh, I'm gonna miss this bike. I'm gonna miss those high revs, that R6 engine basically. I should just buy an R6. Yeah, there you go. I'll just buy an R6 is all. Bye.